When I went pro, there's some things that I wish I would have known different. There's a lot of dumb mistakes, and I'm here to share 6 tips for you to take on as your journey to go professional soccer player. Let's start with the 3 tips for amateurs, and then later on in the video, I'll share my 3 tips when you make it pro. Everyone's path is different, and no, you don't need the rich parents or the rich connections. Guys, my story is something crazy. My parents are Mexican American. Well, they're immigrants that came to the States in 1993. They moved to California. From there, 1997, I was born. That's when we first moved to Park City, a small town, ski town. It's just a ski town, snowboard town, Olympics, sports. My parents never had the money for me to be able to find connections or do anything with soccer. There was one coach in Park City that would see me train every single day with my father, and I got into Park City Soccer Club, and it was just that one person that watched me, because you never know who's watching, but that one person that was watching me ended up being that his best friend was the coordinator for the national team, for the youth national team, and it's just super crazy to me to know that, you know, I'm working every single day. A person watches me and his best friend is the coordinator of the US national team. And for me, that's something crazy, because you just don't, you never know who's watching you. That was my first national team call-up, and that was my last until I was 18 years old. And it's just, a lot of things happen for a reason. You know, I was only 14 years old when I got called up my first U15 national team. And that was all to people that saw me there training, and it was just that one person that watched me, because you never know who's watching. You know, I don't like seeing the excuses of, oh, my parents didn't have money, or my parents didn't do this, you know. And I think our parents do a great job with what they can, you know, give us in general. When you blame the money, when you blame all of that, you're already setting yourself for failure. You know, 10 doors close, another one opens. So my message is that to always find new opportunities, and when you do find those new opportunities, make sure that you are prepared. Tip number 2 for amateurs: you must play for anyone, anywhere, at all times. Guys, I can't stress this enough. It doesn't matter if it's Sunday League, it doesn't matter if it's MLS Next, it doesn't matter if it's USL, it doesn't matter if it's a state club team. The importance of you getting 90 minutes, 45 minutes, 35 minutes, or playing in general and enjoying the game, that's the most important thing you can do to be able to develop when you aren't a pro. You need the most experience of playing, and enjoying. Because when you become a professional soccer player, you start thinking, I need that better contract, or I need better things, you know, because you start comparing yourself to other pro players. And for the amateur side, please don't be scared to make mistakes while you're playing. That's what it's for you to enjoy, to play and keep playing, and just keep enjoying while you're at it. I have a friend of mine, well, good friend of mine is Danny Acosta. He was a former player for RSL, Orlando City, LA Galaxy. And it's crazy to me because we grew up together, and my friend Danny never knew how to play soccer. It was kind of crazy, you know, when he was like 10, 11 years old. And here is myself, my cousins, and everyone playing futsal in Salt Lake. You know, Danny's dad will always take him to the futsal court and just put him out there. You know, we would play futsal, and you would just see Danny against the wall, getting touches in, you know, doing whatever he can. If it was 50 passes with his left or 50 passes with his right against the wall, learning every day. When that became a habit, Danny obviously started to get in with us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, we didn't like when he would play with us, because, you know, he wasn't as good. You know, we were just young kids enjoying. But seeing his tremendous growth, and for him to be able to take that step to become a professional, you know, I look back and I'm like, guys, this dream is possible for anyone that puts the work in. So like I said, getting that rhythm of playing is the most important thing. That way, when you get to the next stages, it's a lot easier for you guys. Tip number 1 for amateurs. Guys, this is one of the most important ones for me, and it's negative self-talk, and I'll tell you why. You know, there's that one where it's, I'm too old to become a professional soccer player. Guys, we have to be realistic. We aren't gonna go to Real Madrid, Chelsea, or Barcelona. But what you can control is giving yourself that opportunity to become a starter in your Sunday League team, to become a starter in your USL team, to become a starter your MLS next team, or in the MLS team, right? And the only way you can do this is by having a positive attitude, and what can you do to make them mistakes minimal, but also that mentality stronger than it was, you know, the week before, the month before. That's for me key. The negative self-talk is definitely something that drains you, and that's something huge in professional environment as well, the mindset. But with that being said, guys, just like the third tip, everyone's path is different, you know, and not necessarily just because you're too old, that doesn't mean you're gonna make it. You know, you just never know. I think if you guys want to search up Jamie Vardy's from Leicester in England, I think his story was something crazy. If you guys want to check it out, right? And with that being said, it's never too late. Don't use that excuse, and don't have that negative self-talk. That for me is something key for you to be able to find your motivation. Let's just say, find your motivation each day to learning new things and becoming stronger in the gym, stronger with your legs, or stronger on the field, you know? So that's my number 1 message, is get that negative self-talk out of you, be free, make mistakes, and every time you want to get better, make sure you just enjoy the process to be able to do what you really like to do. Also, guys, I want to thank all of you guys that are following me and, you know, liking my stuff. I'm going to do a special giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you like everything, comment, let me know what you guys want to see, and you'll have a better chance of winning whatever I'm going to give away. And here are 3 tips to remember when you make it pro. Tip number 3, when you are a pro, you're going to make mistakes. Everyone thinks that when you're a pro, you are all of a sudden perfect, but honestly, pros will tend to make a lot of mistakes, whether if it's a game or in a training session. And I'm going to share a personal story that I think that has hit me the most, and that I've been wanting to share for the longest time. Personally, the biggest mistake that I've done as a professional soccer player, which I don't really think is a mistake. It was a game against Seattle Sounders, the final of the CONCACAF Champions League. I slid for the ball, and when I slid for the ball, it caught on my shoulder, and they called a PK. We were up 2-0 in the final of the CONCACAF Champions League. And then they went on the score sheet 2-1. And personally, that's something that, you know, hit me super hard, because like I said in the previous video of when you are a pro, the good and bad, you're either the worst soccer player or the best soccer player. And in this decision, you know, I just decided to leave everything on the field, where I slide for the ball, wanting to get the ball, and accidentally it just touches my arm, you know, and that's just something that happens in soccer, mistakes. What do you do to just bounce back from your mistakes? I think that's the most important thing when you're a pro. You tend to forget about the mistake, but how do I forget the mistake and make it into a positive? So that's something personally that I just shared, that was probably it was an accident thing, but that tends to happen as a mistake as a professional soccer player. Mistakes are okay, you know, and mistakes are for you to be able to learn on what you did wrong, but to just make sure you get the most out of it, to make the mistakes very minimal. And that's becoming a true pro, you know, learning new things each day, you know, and just growing the aspect side of it, either if it's gym or on the field or in the training session. But remember, for me, or you guys have probably learned this from a lot of coaches, you train the way you play, and that's exactly something that you need to take away from this tip is learn to make mistakes in training sessions. That way on the game, it's very minimal. Tip number 2 as a professional soccer player, eating habits. And you have to take this one seriously. As a professional soccer player, you tend to not listen to the advice of the veterans of eating healthy and making healthier habits. I will want to share something that has changed my life, and that honestly, a story that is kind of crazy to me to think now is when I first left Real Salt Lake, I joined Pumas. I got to Pumas overweight. And when I got there, I was overweight and body fat percentage, and they fined me $1,000. And they gave me exactly 1 month to be able to lose that body fat percentage, and they'd give me the money back. And if I didn't take this seriously, they were gonna keep finding me 1K every month until, obviously I got to certain body fat percentage. But with that being said, that is something that you have to take serious as a professional soccer player. You have to make different habits to be able to, be leaner on the field, and obviously that's something that changes a footballer's career, and that nowadays you see players like Erling Haaland or Cristiano Ronaldo that, their bodies are just insanely crazy about the way they take care about themselves or the way they eat. So this is a tip number 2 for those pros that really want to take that different step, make different habits, eat healthier, and I will promise you'll see 10,000% different of yourself, and you'll be able to be like, dang, I didn't know that I'm able to do this. Tip number 1 as a professional soccer player, you're going to basically live in the gym. This is your life now. You have to spend time in the gym, and how are you gonna get better? And just like I said in the second tip, the quicker you learn about eating healthy habits, the better you will perform. And just like that, the quicker you learn your body and you go to the gym and you understand that you need to work out, learn how to recover, the better you will perform each match. And guys, in my personal situation now, I go to the gym every single day, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I do upper body every day or lower body every day. I also add mobility. And with that being said, I separate the days of Monday through Friday or Saturday and Sunday, just different types of days, either 2 days of upper body, 2 days of lower body, and then obviously I try to implement mobility every single day. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that if you're in the gym every single day, you're just doing upper body or weights like crazy. That's not just gym. You got to learn gym as well and understand that there's other things that you can do, such as mobility, ankle mobility, quad mobilities, hip mobilities, or even core, and so the quicker you learn to be able to do new things in the gym, the better you will perform and the better your body will feel. In the future, I'll be talking about workouts, regimens, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out.